Like beauty, gender is a social construct, meaning that it is created by society, the social collective. In terms of its roles, its norms, and expressions, each society dictates things related to the expectations of male and female members, such as men do these kinds of things, and women look and dress like this. However, it is notable to mention that globally, many societies were not divided into two sexes, but several, acknowledging variations between these binary designations. Such understandings of gender and its expressions varies from one society to the next. It also varies within the same society over time. What is considered feminine today may have been more fashionable for men and vice versa. Before the industrial age, it was common to dress young children in white dresses due to the practicality of being able to bleach the fabrics that were most likely to be worn by the next newest child, regardless of gender. It is not merely a coincidence that the burgeoning availability of mass-produced products saw an economic opportunity for products that were previously gender-neutral being marketed specifically for men separate from those for women, thus increasing sales. Additionally, with the development of ultrasound technology in the 70s, expectant parents were able to determine the sex, not the gender, of the child prior to birth, further motivating people towards purchases that immediately announced the sex of the child. Pink everything for girls and blue for boys. Think children's toys, for example. Toys that were previously passed from one child within a household of 5 or 6 children during the pre-industrial age were not divided according to the sex of the child. No one worried about their little boy growing up to be a pervert for wearing a dress with long hair that wasn't cut until age 6 or 7. This was acceptable for any child. However, giving the opportunity to sell twice as many toys based on the sex of the child offered new expansion of profits, increasing the separation of items based on the perceived gender norms. This practice continues today and is often accompanied by higher prices for goods aimed towards women, frequently called the pink tax. Speaking of pink, today this color is commonly associated with femininity. However, this was not always the case. Prior to World War II, it was considered to be a more masculine color due to its association with red, a color conveying of strength and action. Thus, it was determined that blue was a more appropriate color for a woman due to its association with things that were softer and pleasing. During the reign of Louis XIV, the height of aristocratic fashion included silk hosiery, wigs, and heels for men. The same aesthetic of male fashion, with all of its powdered grandeur, carried to the founding of the United States as well. This trend took a hiatus after the French Revolution. However, fashion has a curious way of coming back around again. The origin of the heel shoe actually dates back to male Persian warriors who developed this shoe to hook into their horse saddles in battle. Very masculine indeed. This trend of men wearing shoes with heels became in vogue again during the 60s and 70s in the form of platform shoes and disco attire. In the current trend of fashion, there is once again a resurgence of reimagining the myriads of ways it can be used to express aspects of the self, allowing for greater fluidity. Gender expression is socially defined creation. It is a phenomenon that exhibits fluidity through fashion, art, and creative expression. Many artists have used gender-bending elements to their creative work, allowing for more interesting expressions of beauty. Furthermore, personal traits such as softness, strength, feminine and masculine expressions of movement and presentation are all viewed through the lens of the society in which a person exists. These are not permanently defined within a single culture throughout time. They're actually quite diverse across cultures around the world, in fact. Gender, its definition and expression is and has always been fluid. Freedom of expression allows space for the fullness of oneself to exist. Have fun with it.